Welcome back, everybody, to Running It Back's coverage of the 2025 Tour de France, talking Stage 11. I'm your host, Patrick Ramirez, stand-up comedian, lifelong cyclist. This is my show. This is my YouTube channel. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, new listeners. Welcome, old listeners. Welcome, fans of the sport, because we have on our hands a race, my friends. We're going to talk about Stage 11 today and all that went on. Won by Jonas Abrahamsen of Uno X in a 2-up sprint finish. Let's start off like we do every single show with headlines of the stage. Here we go. Headlines of the stage. Biggest one of the day. Pogacar crashes just outside the last 3 kilometers. An aggressive stage after a rest day and before a mountain stage. And lastly, headline, a protester. We had a protester, finally, in this race. We had a guy run out into the finishing stretch. So let's start with the headline of the day. The biggest story of the day in my mind is Pogacar crashes. We've all seen the video by now. We're coming into the last 3 kilometers. They're in a bit of a reduced group. And ironically, teammate of the winner of the stage, an Uno X rider, kind of cuts him off. It was an honest mistake. He didn't really mean to. He was too close. He didn't move too aggressively across Pogacar's front wheel. And Pogacar hit the deck pretty hard. He did a little more sliding, which I think helps. And then he slid into the curb. Now, I watched the crash a few times. It doesn't look like he really hit his head or anything like that, but he goes into the curb pretty good. He pops up right away. Adrenaline's going. He gets his chain back on, or he struggles to get his chain back on. Neutral support comes on and gets him on there, gets the chain back on, and he's up and riding. And then a classy move from the group, Ben Healy and Visma slow down to let him get in, so no time loss due to this crash, as it should be. You're not riding for the stage win. That group's ahead. This is not the way to gain time. So let him back in. Let him save the day. He already took a crash. So the implications now become like, what is the severity of this crash? There's already rumors that Pogacar is sick. That is unconfirmed. I heard it on one of the podcasts. He took a good chunk out of his shorts. Now, just for reference, this isn't the first time we've seen Pogacar crash. He crashed earlier this year in Strade Bianche. A one-day race, okay, a little different. Popped right back up, dropped everybody off his wheel just the same. But this is different. He's got a race tomorrow, and these injuries can linger. So there's that. Remember a couple years ago, he was riding too aggressively on the descent of the Tour, the year Jonas won, I believe, and he crashed on the downhill. Just got scraped up, got right back up. Not a big deal. So we have some questions, and we're not even going to take long before we answer them because tomorrow's going to be a doozy. That's the Pogacar crash in a nutshell, too, which made a stage that I was very unsure how it was going to go. I thought it had a very good chance of being boring, but it was the exact opposite today. Leads me into my next headline, an aggressive stage after a rest day before a mountain stage. So looking back on it, maybe I should have predicted a breakaway, because breakaway is not a possibility tomorrow. That's not going to happen. There's going to be one, but it's not going to be for a win by any means. It's after a rest day, so presumably people are rested and ready for this day. Really aggressive day with the medium mountains. So should have predicted an aggressive day, and I really think, say Pogacar goes on to win this Tour, this is going to be the hardest Tour he's ever raced. This race has been so aggressive and so hard and so fast since the start of this race. This is really, really tough. And I feel really lucky that we haven't had any of our GC guys crash out. Like, no one has left this Tour that's been of GC significance. Our biggest loser, our biggest withdrawal has been Jasper Philipsen. That's been the saddest part, which is sad because he was going to compete for the green jersey points, but not sad in the sense we haven't lost any GCers, and we can go into a mountain stage with all the GC guys firing. One question mark being the Pogacar crash that we saw today. So in a really aggressive stage today, we saw the break ago. We saw multiple breaks on the road at one point today. There was a break, and then there was a chasing that break, and then there was the main peloton for a long time. And again, the break got a minute and a half. I don't think it ever got to 2 minutes. The majority of today, that's really hard for a break to just dangle out there at under 2 minutes of a gap the entire day. Goes to show you the amount of speed, not only from the big riders, but from the opportunists that are trying to get in these breaks and trying to make a name for themselves and trying to win a stage. What exactly it takes to get in a break and then maintain that break. Last headline, protester ran out in the street. French love to protest, whether it's farmers or Palestine shit. Remember for a while they were throwing tacks out on the road to give people flats. Just some really low-brow moves, French protesters. And this protester was lame because all he had was a white t-shirt and he just like wrote something on it. No sign, no getting in there. No, it was kind of scary though, because he kind of affected the race, at least from a viewer standpoint, because they're sprinting and we're like, whoa, what's that? Is that guy even with them? Is he behind him? Is he in front? And it just took your attention over to him instead of like the sprint finish. And it was also a little bit, it was a little bit complimentary that the Uno X guy, Jonas Abrahamson, didn't really celebrate either, just did the old one arm. So it's not like there was a big visual to look at. It's like, no, we just look at the protester and then the guy running out to go get him. So those were the headlines of today. Pogacar crashing is such a big question mark because that's the only thing that could really take him down, in my opinion. I don't think anybody was going to challenge him. I think they were going to challenge him, but not in any way that would be a threat to his lead. I said it on yesterday's stage. It's like he has a 3-0 lead in a 7-game series, but every game has been close. But he's won them all. So those are my headlines today. Moving on, segment number 2 of the show, the USA Report. How about Quinn Simmons in the break again? Has that guy ever not been in a break this year? So has Quinn Simmons ever gotten the combative award? I don't think he has. Can we just give the guy the red number for the next 3 days? Come on, man. He deserves it. Beyond that, Jorgensen, Sepp Kuss, Will Barta, Nielsen Palace all finished. We're all in it. So thinking about Simmons tomorrow, I don't see him getting in a break tomorrow, although it wouldn't surprise me if he did. This is a really hard stage tomorrow. So they need to survive that. And remember, it's the uphill TT the day after that as well. So hard stage for everybody tomorrow. Uphill TT. If you're not in the GC, you're not going to ride that hard. So it's going to be an interesting couple of days. Moving on to someone like Jorgensen, big test tomorrow, big test, the uphill time trial the day after that. So he is going to be riding to have a good ride up these mountains, to not lose time, to hopefully attack, to hopefully aid Jonas. I hope he plays a card for the win tomorrow. If he's feeling good, I hope that card comes into play. Sepp Kuss in the group today finished. He's going to be a helper tomorrow, and I hope he is really, really vital tomorrow. Setting tempo, although I don't think there's a tempo that really can threaten Pogacar, but Sepp Kuss can be a great help just as far as pace setting, loaning a bike in case somebody's bike breaks, passing off a bottle, stuff your pockets with gels. You can be in this mountain group and be just sort of this water carrier or just aid in this group. So you definitely can play a role even if it's not setting tempo. Will Barta in the group today finished. Like I said, I don't see a lot for him tomorrow, but I see break potential down the road. Nielsen Palace, good role in helping Ben Healy keep the jersey today. We didn't even talk about Ben Healy that much. You know, with all that happened in the stage today, a little bit of shine taken off Ben Healy, his great day, because we talked about all the breaks that went. We talked about the Pogacar crash. We talked about the protester. We talked about the break that stayed away. Didn't get to actually spend a lot of time on Ben Healy and his day, but he's got the jersey tomorrow too. More than likely, he's giving that up tomorrow. Is anybody thinking he'll keep it? I don't think so. I have not heard that argument from anybody. So he's got one more day in yellow. Ben Healy does. Great 2 days. So moving on. Next segment, we got winners and losers. Surprisingly, I have a lot of offerings for this today. So starting with winners, we got a small team winning a stage. Uno X opens the account with a win today. They had really been flirting with those first couple stages with their sprint guy, getting close. Small team winning the stage from a break. Pretty impressive. Great day out. They deserve all the headlines they get. So how about a day for Uno X where not only they had a guy competing in sprints early, they won the stage, and they potentially crashed out Pogacar. Let's not forget that. So into my next winner, the Uno X rider who crashed Pogacar did apologize online for it. So I got winner. How about apologizing for crashing potentially the greatest of all time rider? He apologized. That's nice. That's nice of him. He claimed ownership. He said, sorry, I was too close. I chopped your wheel. I apologize. And Pogacar was gracious and he said, that's okay. He's okay. So how about that one for sportsmanship? Apologizing for crashing the greatest cyclist of all time. Another winner of the day. How about, did you catch that Shimano neutral service guy that helped Pogacar put his chain back on? Pogacar jumped up. He knew what to do, need to put his chain on, but he couldn't do it. For some reason, that's like the hardest thing to do after you crash, is get your wits of you to position the bike, to get the chain on, to rotate the wheel so it falls into gear. Pogacar kind of tripped up and didn't get it. And the Shimano guy was right on it. He ran up quick. And he had gloves on. So, like whenever someone starts messing with the chain and crank with their bare hands, you just instinctively get a little nervous. You're like, oh, watch your fingers. Don't stick your fingers in there. Shimano neutral service guy had gloves, so I felt a little better. It kind of reminded me of the Remco crash or flat in the Olympics where he had to change a bike and someone was like right there on it. Neutral service deserves a little extra glass of champagne because they were on there to help. Bam. And also, think catastrophically. Say Pogacar broke his bike or had a flat. What was he going to do there? How close was the UAE car? He might have had to finish on a neutral bike if he needed one. So, Shimano neutral service guy, you're a winner of the day. How about this one? Stick with me on this. We talked about the protester. How about the race organizer guy that ran out there and just full on tackled him into the barriers? Now, there was so much going on that I had to rewatch this clip a couple of times. But this protester runs out there, and this race organizer, who looks like he's just in like khakis and a button-down shirt, is just like, I'm coming at you. And he gets low right as soon as he's kind of getting close. And he just form tackled him, got low, drove with his legs into the barriers. That was an excellent tackle. And I almost wish they would put out another angle. Like, is there an overhead angle? Can we see that? Maybe we can go look at this. I just hope that protester just took one and just got body slammed, because that was a great tackle. We give out the combative award every day. Like, what about one? How about that race organizer for tackling that protester's ass? He deserves something. Maybe, don't give him the combat. Let him go on the podium and let everybody clap for him. Come on. Last winner of the day. How about this? People named Jonas. Jonas Abrahamsen won today. Jonas Rijkaard in the break with Van der Poel, puking his guts out a few days ago. Jonas Vingegaard riding well, riding for the GC. How about people named Jonas were a winner today? Like that. As you know, they can't all be winners because we got some losers. on the stage today. So losers of the day, this is a bit of a hot take. So I'm fully expecting to get some hate on this one. Loser of the day. How about Quinn Simmons? He's got in what, like 10 breaks? Can't put one together, can't win one, can't get it right. Like he got second that one day, but he's really not in the real final threat at any of these stages. So maybe I'm reaching a bit, but Quinn Simmons, you're the loser of the day. You keep getting these breaks and you can't figure out how to how to make the final selection. I'm ready for whatever comes my way for that one. Second loser of the day. How about Uno X's bikes? I think those bikes are the ugliest ones in the peloton. I looked them up. They're Ridley brand bikes. They've got a weird head tube. They're super flat. The stem is coming out of it. It doesn't really integrate well with the head tube and the top tube. Doesn't look good. There's like gold in it, but it's a different gold than the Uno X gold in their jersey. It's a miss. Just a total miss. So I got loser of the day, Ridley. We had to look at you all day, Ridley Bikes, and you look ugly. Last loser of the day, the protester that got tackled. He got tackled. He got arrested. I don't know what his cause was. He did absolutely nothing. I would love one protester to be like, hey, remember that time I protested? And we go, yeah, and look what changed. And then there's change. There's never any change, protester. This is an adult child acting out. Maybe you got laid for it. Hey, if you got laid for it, all the better, because a lot of chicks will be impressed by that dumb shit. So protester, if you comment on this video and tell me you got laid, then I'm putting you in the winner category. So I'll keep an eye out for that. All right, those were winners and losers for the day. That moves us on to Media GC. Now we're coming off a rest day. So not all the media outlets that we ranked, the Move, the Lanterne Rouge, and the Butterfly Effect, really did a traditional video for the rest day. So I was thinking how I could rank these exactly. So I came up with an idea, and I thought, why don't I go back and I see each one of these YouTube channels' highest viewed video, and let's see where they stack up. Let's see who can take the belt today, because the Butterfly Effect surprisingly has been winning most days when it comes to number of views with the videos. Still haven't looked up what Chris Horner's sponsor is. I don't know. We may never know. But let's do some ranking here. It's funny. Chris Horner's got the one sponsor. The Move has about 27 sponsors. Lanterne Rouge has about 3. It's all over the place when it comes to this range of post-race YouTube shows. So these are each channel's most viewed shows ever. Most viewed upload ever. Let's start with The Move. The Move has a video in which Lance Armstrong interviews a guest named Mia Khalifa, which I think was an OnlyFans star. Lance gets the guest, man. Mia Khalifa's upload on The Move is the most viewed video for the Move channel at 2.9 million views. Wow. Moving on, that's going to be tough to beat. The Lanterne Rouge most viewed video is a video titled Vinigo Destroys Pogacar. It's from a couple years back. That video received 2 million views. Big offer from the Lanterne Rouge. That's huge. And lastly, the Butterfly Effect. Chris Horner did a video breaking down Floyd Landis's mountain assault back in the day when he rode for Phonak, getting the jersey back after he lost it. That video received 372K views, giving the belt today to the Move's interview of OnlyFans star Mia Khalifa. All right. Hey, views are views. I'm surprised that Landis doesn't have at least one video that got 1 million views. His stuff is, maybe it's a little too inside baseball. Maybe it's a little too hardcore cyclists that view it, but 372K. Taking third by a large margin today is the Butterfly Effect. And how about Lanterne Rouge getting 2 million views on, by and large, a traditional cycling video? Like their interview with Remco from a couple years ago got a lot of views too, but it didn't get 2 million. So the move, you take the belt today. 2.9 million views is your all-time high. So let's move on, and let's move on to a little bit of a breakdown, prediction, preview of tomorrow, because tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, the race really starts. It's, as a cycling fan, it's Christmas Day tomorrow. Our presents are wrapped up. We got to see what's going on. And again, how excited I am that every single one of these GC threats is in 100% top shape. Remco, ready. Jonas, ready. Pogacar crashed today, but seemingly is ready. And here's the weirdest thing. Primoz hasn't crashed at all in this race so far. So I wrote Primoz off this whole first week. I got to tell you, he's creeping back into the back of my little prediction here. Can he have a good day? Am I talking myself into Primoz? He's going to lose like 8 minutes tomorrow? God, I don't know. Kevin Vogelon, can he hang? I don't think so. How long is Ben Healy going to hang tomorrow? I don't know. How's Jorgensen going to do tomorrow is the biggest question for me tomorrow. So if I could just say questions, what's the condition of Pogacar? And what can Jorgensen do tomorrow? What is his abilities on these hard mountains tomorrow? And throw in there, like, are we going to see a Jonas attack finally? Are we going to see something? I guess you have to be concerned about Remco as well. Like, what's Remco's abilities in these high mountains? Because tomorrow is not easy. There's no hiding tomorrow. Tomorrow's stage is 180 kilometers to Altacam, which is a really, really tough way to finish. But the stage itself, here's the stage. Starts off with a Cat 4 climb. We've got an intermediate sprint at 95 kilometers. And then the climb starts. So sprinters, their day's done at 95 kilometers. It's going to be gruppetto forming after that. Because after that, you've got a Category 1. Then you've got a Category 2. And then you have a beyond category to Autocam. 13.5 kilometers at an average of 7.8%. So there's no hiding. There's no drafting. No one's going to hang around there that isn't legitimately in that group. We're going to have a surprise in there somewhere, maybe from a Movistar guy who climbs a little bit. I mean, get ready. There's going to be like a FDJ guy in there possibly that'll hang for a little bit. Maybe a Bahrain guy. Maybe Lenny Martinez has phenomenal legs tomorrow. But usually these mountain first days in the mountains is GC throwing down. Now, I said that a few days ago, but the Ben Healy group stayed away, and the GC group, by and large, controlled and made that happen. So piggyback that onto tomorrow's stage. It's going to be a doozy. I haven't thought about exactly my plans, how I'm going to watch every second of this. I'm going to have it on my desk, and then I'm going to have to instantly go back and rewatch it. It's going to be fireworks tomorrow. We've got questions that need to be answered, so many. And we get to find out tomorrow, because tomorrow afternoon, we are just going to be just overwhelmed with presents tomorrow. And, we didn't get a lot of too many off the bike storylines from the rest day. I think tomorrow's the day for storylines. So get ready. That's stage 12 tomorrow, and then uphill TT the day after that. 2 big ones in a row. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's stage. I hope you enjoyed the recap today. This was my show. This is my YouTube channel. If you've hung around this long, please give me a like. Please give me a subscribe to the channel. All my stuff is up there, and I got more coming. I'm going to be with you every day in this tour. Hey, maybe Baker Tilly will sponsor me too. I'll put their sign up. That was the Running It Back Network's recap for Stage 11 in the Tour de France with me, Patrick Ramirez. I will be back tomorrow because we're going uphill tomorrow, everybody. Get ready. Wake up early. Stretch out. I'll see you then.